to each and everyone present here. I think we are talking about AI, we are talking about future ready, we are talking about innovation, we are talking about simplicity, we think about trust. Now, my team has given me some pages with the help of AI, but I don't think I'm going to read anything of that. So that's how. In a role in the world that I represent, the capital market, I think these two words, innovation and simplicity, doesn't go hand in hand, right? We try to achieve innovation without simplicity is going to be very, very chaotic, right? And you achieve only simplicity without innovation, it's like we are going to stand at one place. We are not moving ahead. And at a clearing corporation, we really manage both these things. And I'm really thankful that I'm here with the IFTA to talk on this subject or to just share my thoughts on this topic. Just in the audience, how many of you know, except that my team is there, few of them, how many knows that what a clearing corporation does in a capital market? Thank you. But this is this is my favorite sentence, that we are the unsung heroes. Many thanks sir for nodding your head. Many of them will know exchange, BSC, NSE. Why? Let's go global. NASDAQ, New York Stock Exchange. Nobody knows what is DTCC, right? In my time, there used to be an ad of a refrigerator. One lady used to, and she calls a mechanic and says that, mechanic bolta hai, kya, what is wrong? It's cooling. Ice ho raha hai, it's happening. Light bulb is, that is also working. What is the problem? It's not making a noise. So that is a problem. So when we don't make noise, that's good for the market. So we want to be on the back end. We do not want to make our presence felt. And that is where the beauty of a clearing corporation lies. What are the couple of or 3 to 4 themes that we really take pride? We are a market infrastructure institution. So here I am to only build infrastructure. I think India, all of us, I think whole country is getting renovated. Everywhere there is an infrastructure. Everywhere there is a digging happening. Something is getting built and all that. So we are continuously in the process of building that infrastructure. And that is what is our job. We are handling very critical activities of the market. The first and the foremost, that's the risk management. The second is the collateral. We touch people's pocket. We keep their money. We value their money. We give them the daily reports of how much they are holding. And when you touch people's pocket and you make a 0.01 paisa mistake also, it is very, very, very important. We do the clearing and we do the settlement. You buy the shares or you sell the shares, but if you don't get the money or the securities in time, then everybody gets to know, oh, this is the work of a CC. It's the story of a tail wagging the dog. We don't do the risk management. We have the capacity, and I do not want to say it in all pride, but it has the power to stop the exchanges to function. So that is the work that we do. And when all this critical work is done, there are many deadlines. We work like a clock machine. Everything is very, very, very articulated. 10:2 this happens, 10:3 this happens. And I fondly say that when I joined this industry as a management trainee, the market was at T plus. Today you trade and you will get settlement after 2 months, 45 days, 60 days. By the time I became MD, it became T plus 0. So that's the transition. That's the pace with which the market has moved. And the speed is amazingly, it's really too fast. That again takes me back. I have this habit of just generally quoting from real life. So my son, when he was very small, He was to say that when teacher used to give him a paper, he will write answers fast and first one to give. And I had to tell him, it is not the first one to give, but also what you have written is right. That person will win the race. So here, actually, in a daily life, we do this. It is that the speed. Today we watch all of us are into this social media world. We are a 30-second video, really. And in 30-second video, we have the creator of the video, I feel very uh, sad sometimes. He has to say, please watch till the end. That is a patience level that we all have got. So from T plus 60 to T plus 1 to T plus 0, today we boast of in terms of innovation that I have the model ready, I have the whole workflow ready to even settle something within next half an hour. That is the speed that without compromising on the complexity, without compromising on the risk management, and without compromising on the trust. Today, as an MIA, the biggest, rather, when I moved, I was on the other side of the business before coming into the regulator. The biggest change, what is the change? People ask me. And I always say, is it that you handle big volumes? Is it that you handle more complexity? I said, no. The biggest responsibility I have that I have to manage the trust of the end mile Indian investor. And that is the real challenge in this role, because I'm not here to make money. Very clear. I have declared that I am not a CC, I am a FinTech. So these are couple of things, declarations I keep on repeating myself and my team. And that's how we go. Each trade is done that matters to me, because I have the responsibility of taking care of that trade or that mutual fund order, which is of 50 rupees. I have some investors which who invest 50 rupees to something into crores. But म्यूचुअल फंड सही है, शायद you come to my team and ask them how much सही है, हमारे लिए शायद सही नहीं है, because it's a big engine that goes behind it to work with stakeholders, to work on the speed without really having any kind of a latency and responsible use. And that is where, as an MIA and as a clearing corporation, and hence this whole themes of innovation. Innovation is not something fancy. We have to innovate. I think I'll just give an example that I was chair of this T plus 1 working group committee. We were moving from T plus 2 to T plus 1. What happened in that? Did the time reduce by half? No. Time available with us reduced by 70 to 75%. So the time available with us was only 25%. With that, was there any that, okay, you don't do this step? No. Each step had to be done. What is it? Was there anything left for us to do? The two things. One is work extra hours, fine, but you cannot work beyond certain time. Systems need to do EOD, BOD, so you need to really stop at some point of time. And there was no other option but to innovate. And the that's the oxygen that we breathe at each day to make these markets thrive. I must say at this point of time, for the great guidance, and thanks SEBI for really posing new challenges to us. Because if the regulator thinks big, that market really grows. If regulator is going to be very conservative, impacts are very different. Today, as we speak about AI, I think we know that even RBI, for that matter, they are doing the sandbox checking themselves, and then they are giving it in the hands of all the investors or all the market participants. So that's the space, that is a first lead, lead by example kind of a thing the regulators are doing, and we are also a regulator, and that is the most important part. I think we're talking about being future ready. What do you mean by future ready? In that, I think one of the major pillar which I feel is that we need to be inclusive. I think in some of the previous panels, everybody, all of us are talking about we are 140 crore janta. How many of them are there in the market? 20 crores. Imagine to manage this 20 crores, we are still trying to, we are tired. Just even 50% of this crowd comes into the capital market, what's going to be our situation? And here I feel AI is going to be very important because, to be very clear, AI can lead us to that path. He can save us some time. He can give us some kind of an intelligence. He can help us to analyze the data. He can reduce our time. But ultimately, the very important thing, that decision is ours. AI, if you leave AI to make decisions, to me at this point of time, the stage at which India is there, or maybe the whole world is, looking at AI with a lot of cautiousness, you know, we have to take care, we need to take ownership of our actions. AI is a tool and we need to use it as a tool. We can control fraud. We can take care of better compliance. We can take care of, better control mechanisms. But ultimately, it is your story and you have to write the story with your own hand. So that is where the importance of AI into this changing world, where we see an explosion of many people coming into the market. The volumes, the volumes which are growing are also exponentially high. It is one, and today um, one of our directors, he happens to be in the he happens to be the professor in one of the MBA institutes, and he says, Vaishali, uh, nowadays when we go, I think in the campus there are no phones, mobiles are not allowed. Mobiles are allowed only in the restroom. So around 9 o'clock, there is a huge crowd or queue in the restroom. Why? Because everybody wants to put order. So now that is, all the youngsters, the next Gen Z is going to, drive. Who else is going to drive the next thing? Is the women. Not that because I am a woman, but these are the two, society or societal factors. They are going to lead the next, next wave of reforms. And if we have to handle them, if you have to handle more investors, if you have to handle the bigger volumes, if you have to handle the continuous changes, we need to have AI. We need to have that mindset open. We need to embrace innovation in a very positive way. Let me just tell that what SEBI has really, told us, and then some things are really wonderful. Uh, we are the first market to go into T plus one, and we are much ahead of even US. US did it in May 2024. We did it in 2022. By the time 2024 this happened, we had rolled out T0 in an optional basis. I have the model of instantaneous settlement, as I said, ready, where you trade at 10, I will settle at 10:31, 10:2, 10:32, 10:3, 10:33. That is the expertise. And despite whatever words we say, VUCA and all that, I must say we are very highly jugadu people and we really find our ways out to do the things. So in that jugad, not to lose sight of compliance, because we are 140 crores. And that responsibility is as a regulator with us. Some of the things which have changed the landscape, apart from the settlement cycle, which I almost said twice, many key reforms. For example, today your shares, earlier as a clearing corporation, I would give the shares to the broker. But no, we want to bring in that trust and resilience in the market and bring in that transparency. Now, the clearing corporation, earlier I used to deal with only 200 or 250 brokers. Now I deal with crores of people to whom the shares are credited to Mr. X and Mr. Y and Mrs. Z. That is the responsibility which is casted on us. And with that increased penetration of the market across multiple cities and across these expected, elevation, expected delivery levels, there is important that we are on our toes. There has been a huge standardization, and I would say that capital markets have done a better standardization than maybe the banking side. A lot of efforts are being done today. All the exchanges, all the clearing corporation, all the depositories, we talk the same language, and it has taken a huge lot of efforts. And this is nothing else but the latest technology, latest mindset. So all these things, one of the another our foreign counterparts was saying that today you as an individual, if you pledge your shares, we do not want X shares to be used by Mr. Y. And at a clearing corporation, believe me, there are almost Mr. X, his trading member, clearing member, and then a clearing corporation. So how many layers? But I have a visibility that this share belongs to Mr. X and this share belongs to Mrs. Y. That visibility, and I ensure that they don't misuse each other's shares, and that way systems are built, and that is the beauty that it is achieved. Is this enough? Clearly no. Every day is a new challenge, and that challenge really keeps us, always in a thinking cap. We are not allowed not to think. Maybe there are many other accolades I can go on, but one of the kind in its world, I say it with a lot of pride, that a SaaS model, that the risk management today, during COVID also, with what is my main responsibility? Market should be on always. I don't need an alarm. I get my body clock has got adjusted. Subah morning 4:35 when message comes, test messages are good. Okay, I can sleep for 1 more hour. So that is the responsibility which we are talking about. We don't let the markets close or open a second late. Let it be COVID, let it be 26 July, floods, let it be 26/11, let it be Operation Sindoor. Come what may, my market should be on. And for that markets to be on, my risk management continuously need to be on. And if there is a failure, a very unique model which is nowhere in the world has been devised under the guidance of SEBI. And I just thought today is the best occasion maybe to display that video as to what we have achieved, what overall, and you and us, it is a collective effort, of course, led by us, but without your or everybody's contribution, it wouldn't be nowhere. So I will just maybe present this 3 odd minutes video. It will just reflect on all the themes that future ready, innovation, trying to be simple and building that trust. So may I request to play the video, please?
SaaS two-way portability. In the fast-paced world of securities trading, even momentary disruptions can ripple across the market. Delayed clearing operations, unsettled trades, and financial risks can affect participants across the ecosystem. This is where the strength of collaboration and innovation steps in. Guided by SEBI's vision, India's clearing corporations, ICCL and NCL, partnered with exchanges, BSE, NSE, and MSEI to redefine clearing resilience. Together, they developed a solution to ensure uninterrupted operations for market participants. This innovation marks a global first, the world's first integrated central counterparty (CCP) SaaS framework. Introducing the SaaS two-way portability model, a pioneering framework ensuring business continuity by seamlessly shifting clearing operations between ICCL and NCL. SaaS enhances the core risk management function, RMS, of a CCP in case of primary system failure of an impacted CCP. This revolutionary model is driven by real-time data synchronization via dedicated infrastructure, integrated risk management system to mitigate risks, automated workflows to streamline processes, collaboration tools for seamless communication across MIIs. The SaaS two-way portability system exemplifies a unique collaborative model of software resiliency. It ensures ICCL and NCL are synchronized in real time. In the event of disruption, the impacted CCA first checks the feasibility of activating its disaster recovery DR site. If DR activation is deemed non-feasible, the SAS instance is activated, and the impacted CCA immediately informs the alternate CCB. CCB seamlessly activates SAS RMS operations for CCA in collaboration for the remaining trading session. During the process, the operations of CCA functions on CCB's software while utilizing the hardware infrastructure of CCA. By day's end, the impacted CCA resumes and updates its operational data, continuing its normal end-of-day processes like file dissemination and reconciliation. This innovative approach ensures uninterrupted market operations, reduces downtime, and safeguards investor confidence, highlighting a truly resilient clearing ecosystem. Live test conducted on March 2nd and May 18, 2024 demonstrated the system's flawless operation across equity and derivative segments, proving its real-time disruption handling capabilities. The SAS two-way portability model delivers uninterrupted clearing operations, reduced financial and operational risk, a resilient, future-ready clearing ecosystem guided by SEBI. This initiative exemplifies the power of collaboration. Together, we protect every trade, every participant, every moment.
This is the market never sleeps, and we are not allowed to put our guns down, and that is where it comes into the picture. Having said this, just to conclude, at a regulatory site, being a regulator, there are two errors that we can make, and I'll be very candid with all of you. One is, as a regulator, there is always a tension, fear, for lack of words, I'm using this, that there is some mishap happens in the market. The first thing is going to come, as a regulator, didn't you imagine this would come, and were you not ready? And that's not the that's the least thing which we would like to hear. So in that mindset, there is always, we will land up making all rules, regulation, whatever possible, put it into one box and then do it. So that is one type error, type A error or whatever. Type 2 is that when we make this, we make it so onerous that it may not be able to be managing to doing this in a practical way. And growingly, every regulator all over the world, not only India, we have got onto a consultative process. We are asking feedback. We are taking the feedback. Now, the role reversals, the time to role reversal is important. Now, I think as a market intermediaries, they generally ask, why this? And then we have an answer. See, this is the control because of this. This is the control because of this. But I think it is time to change the roles. And since I come from that side of the business, I keep on thinking, whether by including these rules, am I making it ease of operations? India needs capital, Indian capital, foreign capital. So here, as a regulator, I need to make that money move fast. And that is striking the balance between type A and type B, is where I am looking at AI to really help us. Another important point is that risk management. Today, being in between the risk, we really manage a lot of things. And whether there can be any kind of predictive tool which can help us to oversize or to maybe calculate the market risk as such before the final something really going wrong. So there is where we are really exploring AI in a big way. Coming back, all this has to happen with lot of simplicity and taking everybody together. It's something like this. Let's imagine Indian market is like big highway. All cars are going zoop, 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 zoop. As a regulator, it is my job that the newly invented, say, nano, tano, whatever the car which we call it, whether it has got the right speed, whether it has got the right gears, it has got the right controls. If there is an accident, whether I can do a damage control, failure controls, do it fast. All these things I will ensure, and then I will hand over the key to the, it's your car, you will drive it, but I will ensure that all the safeguards are there. And that is the responsibility as a market infrastructure institution, as a regulator, which we have. And that is something AI is being explored in a big way. And I would like to end by saying that AI is there, but a responsible use of AI is the mantra which we are driving at a regulator's end to make this market more trustworthy, more resilient, more risk averse, more speed with lot of responsibility. Thanks a lot.